Hello, Mr. Clam. Oh, look at that. What do you think? They're just far enough away to make it get up. Okay, here we got our limit of freshly dug razor clams, and we got our pot of boiling water, and vigorously boiling water, and we're just going to take these clams and we're going to dip them in this boiling water for about 5 seconds and agitate them as we go to loosen, to blanch them so they'll open their shell. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're dip them immediately in cold water, but they'll come out of their shell. Now, if they're not all the way out, you just take your little knife and cut the adductor muscle. And there's your razor clam. Okay, so now we're going to just dump all these in the cold water. And if you're doing a lot of clams, you'll have to change this cold water every once in a while to keep it cold. And see how that shell. Some of these are just going to pop right out. Some of them you're going to have to cut the muscle. And you'll notice as I do that, there's this little membrane here. This is the new shell forming, and what you want to be sure to do is make sure you get this off the clam. That one came off in the shell. And so, so we're going to take this clam out here. Now you can see where the muscle's still attached in this guy right here. We're going to cut that. I'm going to flip him over and see it's still attached there. We're going to cut that. If we left them in the boiling water longer, they would all pop out of the shell, but we don't want to cook them. This guy. And in case you've never tasted it, this muscle here is the sweetest piece of meat. Oh, darn it. See how I tore that off? See how the muscle's a muscle sticking out right there? This one came off clean. This one's kind of large. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to eat that. Oh man, that's good. That is the sweetest meat you'll ever taste. Collar, muscle. See how this collar needs to come off here. Okay, now we're just going to take these guys over to the table. Okay, now I found that the best knife to use to clean a clam is this little, they call it a Vicky, it's a Victorinox, and they're little deck knives, and you find them at marine supply places like England's Marine. They're real sharp, and you got to be careful not cut yourself with these. So now we're going to start a two-step process. We're not going to have any, you notice there's no running water here. We're going to rough clean these guys and do the majority of the work, and then we're going to clean them, we're going to wash them afterwards. If you take the time to try to wash them now while you're cleaning them, it just slows the process down too long, and it just takes too long. Okay, step one. We're going to just cut this tip of this neck off. And a lot of people will save that for fish bait. And then step two, we're going to stick this knife right here in the zipper. We call this a zipper. You can see why it looks just like a zipper. And we're going to try to we come out the siphonoglyph, and if I was doing it right, I'd come out this bottom hole. Okay, then the next thing you do is you hold his neck between your thumb and forefinger like this. The trick to this whole thing is how you hold the clam, really. So that's important to hold it this way. So take a good look at that and remember. Okay, then these are the gills right here. And what we're going to do is just scrape the gill attachment. See that? And then the next thing we're going to do here is this little thing pops out. This is actually my clam biologist friend tells me that's his anus. So we're going to cut that off. And you just force it between your the knife and your thumb so you don't tear it. Okay, then the next step right here, this is a liver, and we're just going to cut that off. And you notice I'm being real careful not to break. See this clear membrane right here? This is what we call a window. And the secret to a clam that lays flat in the pan when you fry it is not breaking these windows. That's what holds the whole thing together. And any old-time clam butcher, cannery worker will tell you that if the key to the thing is don't break the windows, and that's what we all try not to do. Of course we break them all the time, but that's what we try not to do. Okay, then I just flip it over here, do the same thing on the other side, cut that liver off that side. Okay, then I'm going to hold, see how I hold the digger between my thumb and forefinger, just like that, lengthwise, and I'm going to stick the knife in there just like that with the sharp edge up. And I'm going to just fillet this digger open and lay it flat. Now some people right now will take a hold of this. This is what this is food right here, algae. They'll just pop that off. Not everybody does that, and sometimes they'll grab these. If these veins are sticking out, they'll grab them and pull them off, but it's not critical. The next most important thing is to stick your thumb right in that hole right there where all the algae was and flip it over, and you notice how that just pushes the gut bag up, the stomach. You're going to take your knife and just cut that off. And then if you kind of squeeze it a little bit, all the algae will come out, and there's your clean clam. It hasn't been washed, but it's butchered. So we're going to just throw that over there. It's a two-step process. There's a rough cleaning and a final cleaning. The rough cleaning, you'd use no water. That's what we just did. And then in the final cleaning, we're going to do that under running water and wash them. Everyone always wonders what that is. That's their digestive enzymes. And what it does is it actually sticks into the gut and digests the food. So far, no broken windows. There's your digestive enzyme again. See how the windows are not broken? That holds the clam intact so that when you fry him, he'll lay in the pan like that. This one's fat. You can just feel some of them. They're fatter and meatier from different stages of seasons. Okay, so we're going to cut the tip off. Go for the zipper. I can't find the... There we go. Hey there, see I got the knife in the back chamber? That way you cut it all at once and it flops open. That's a time saver. Scrape the gills. Cut off the anus. Pull the gills off. Oh, this could have been my first window breakage, but they came off. The liver came off on that one. Liver, digger, grab some guts and pull it out. Make a little cut right here. Cut the gut bag off. Gut bag. You should have a better term than that. There's your clean clam, ready for second stage. Oh. Back chamber, scrape the gills. See how the gills are attached by these little membranes right here? Cut off the anus. Pull the gills off. Liver. The sooner you get these clams out of the sand and into that boiling water and then start cleaning them, the easier this process is. These are so big my knife blade almost isn't long enough to cut all the way down to the end. Guts. Little cut right there. Give it a little squeeze and see, there's my thumb sticking out of there. Nice clams. Okay, now I'm just going to finish the rest of these off and then we're going to show you the second stage. Okay, now this is the final cleaning stage, and once we get them all clean here and put them in the colander and let them drain, they're ready for the frying pan. And I'll tell you what, these guys are good. Okay, we just get rid of all the black stuff, and there you have a perfectly clean razor clam, no broken windows. When you put that in the frying pan, you put some breading on it, put it in the frying pan, it'll fry flat like that, and just like in the restaurant. Now when I say get rid of all the dark stuff, you know, I mean all this loose stuff, and I mean these intestines. If you turn this clam over and look on the back side, you'll see some dark stuff that you really can't get rid of. Right here. This is right around the gut bag that we cut off. If you try to get this all out of here, the clam's going to fall apart. You're going to destroy it. So you get it clean, anything that's loose, and then you don't get too aggressive trying to get rid of that. That stays in the clam. We eat it. It doesn't affect the quality of or the flavor of the clam at all. The second stage of cleaning isn't really an art. You just get them clean.